Welcome to Adult ypww, Lesson 4. I do not own the rights to this music. Today's topic is living in the world, but not of the world. The lesson text is coming out of Luke chapter 19, verses 1 through 9, and Romans chapter 12, verses 1 through 10. The memory verse, I will read the King James Version first, and then the New International Version of Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. The New International Version. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. The world, with all of its splendor, wealth, and fame, should not be a consistent lure to the heart of a believer. Your goals in life should not include meeting somebody that the world labels rich and famous. Our lesson scripture lets us know where our hearts and minds should be, in the business of learning and performing the perfect will of God for our lives. Acceptance in your circle of friends is an important part of your development. It's a wonderful experience when you are a part of a group that you like. However, when our friends invite us to participate in activities that are against our biblical teachings, then we have a problem. We must pray for our desires to be turned towards the righteous things of God and not toward the sinful things of this world. Being transformed by the renewing of your mind is a learning curve assignment. You grow as you go, and you become strengthened in the faith with time. It is not an overnight event. Eventually, you will become mature in the faith and be equipped to successfully live a saved life in this world. In the scriptures of our lesson, we have the event of Jesus and his encounter with Zacchaeus, who was a chief tax collector. It is important to note that Zacchaeus was rich. Why? His desire to meet Jesus was not based on him making a financial profit. Zacchaeus had a heart about the miracles of Jesus and wanted to meet him. His desires were supernaturally being turned to the things of God, rather than the things of this world. God was drawing him from the world of spiritual darkness into the world of the marvelous light of Jesus Christ. Zacchaeus was a man of short stature, so he ran ahead of the crowd who was following Jesus. He climbed up a sycamore tree to get an optimal view of Jesus as he passed by. Jesus knew about this extra effort and logistical planning when he got to Zacchaeus' location. Jesus showed him great favor and declared that he was having dinner at Zacchaeus' house that night. Jesus was criticized and rebuked by some of the religious people of his day because Zacchaeus was of the world and not a believer. The naysayers and critics could not see the work that God was doing inside Zacchaeus' heart. In this setting, we find yet another biblical truth that overrides this notion of being separate. Jesus plainly declared that salvation must come to Zacchaeus' house that day, and it did. With this revolutionary meeting with Zacchaeus, we find two elements for the miracle of salvation: the right time and the proper setting. We also find the no fear factor of Jesus being in the company of sinners, doing the business of his Father, saving souls. What is the business life activity you are doing now? Are you in college, or do you have a trade or job? If so, that is your current responsibility and your business. As you mix and mingle in our society and mature, you must learn how to successfully do business in the world. Jesus gives us this sterling example in these scriptures. He spent the hours in the home of Zacchaeus visiting and eating while staying true to his assignment. Jesus was not conformed to the lifestyle of Zacchaeus, but had an assignment to bring a permanent lifestyle change to Zacchaeus' heart and house. God had already begun this work because Zacchaeus was curious about Jesus. Then Jesus came and finished what God had started. Jesus accomplished the work. Salvation came to the house of Zacchaeus. Likewise, we must stay true to God our Father as we live in this world with non-believers. Our conversation and our actions should always reflect our salvation. So, yes, believers, you can do this. Remember that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Per Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. You can live a saved life in this world without compromising the standards of righteousness. This lesson assures us that it is okay to be in the world to do the business and life activities that God has planned for us to accomplish. The cautionary note here is for us to learn from the example of Zacchaeus in our lesson. His priorities turned to seeking the presence of Jesus, not completing his next business deal. You are encouraged to stay connected to the body of believers. In the house of the Lord, you will find spiritual encouragement. The questions for today's lesson. Number 1. What are the benefits of maintaining the standards of righteous living? Number 2. Describe the attitude of Zacchaeus throughout the lesson text. What did he do that allowed Jesus to know that he was ready to receive salvation? And question number 3. What can you do or say to those who try to get you to do things that will compromise your righteous standard of living? The end. God bless you and thank you for joining me today.